Welcome back to. Don't interrupt me while I'm fucking doing the intro. Welcome back to the Real Duo Podcast, episode whatever. I'm your host Wade.
And I'm one of your hosts, Devon.
What have you been watching this week, Devon?
I watched 3 things this week. I actually went to the theater and watched something this week too. So,
ooh, shit! What'd you watch?
Have you heard of the movie Overcomer? That's what I went to go see.
Overcomer? What kind of name is that? Jesus, that sounds like a video game.
Is it called Overcomer or is it called Overcome? It's called Overcomer, yeah.
I hope it's called Overcomer because it sounds awesome. What is this? I haven't even heard of this.
It's because it's a Christian movie. That's why you never heard of it.
Oh, it's one of those? You still one of those?
Yeah, I got to see it for free. That's the only reason I watched it.
Oh, how'd you get it for free? Did you get that? Do you have the movie pass thing or whatever?
No, somebody else paid for me to go see it. So,
oh,
but I've never seen a movie with such bad acting actually get emotion out of me.
Really? Wow.
It's a rare occasion. The end was actually like kind of sad, but the little girl, like,
what is it about? Like,
like, do you want me to spoil it for people that haven't seen it? It just came out.
I'm not gonna watch this. I'm not a Christian. I don't give a fuck.
Well,
I've never even heard of this movie.
If anybody wants to see it, tune out now. It's about this little girl who's a runner. And she gets transferred to this Christian school, but like her big thing is that she has asthma and she's a runner. So that it's like, no, that don't work. And it's about her and the coach. And the coach is the Christian one. And he's, God, I'm trying to think.
I think I've seen the trailer for this.
Yeah.
This sounds vaguely familiar.
I don't remember what happens, but he ends up going to the hospital, right? Well, okay. Well, the big thing is also, I forgot to mention this. She's the only runner in the school. Like, she's the only one on the team. It's just her. Sad life. And
there's a team just of her. That's not a team.
It's cross country, so like she can run by herself, but like there's nobody else. With her.
I don't understand cross country.
Well, you just run, and then it's like a big race. But like usually on a team, there's like 4 people that run with you, so you can have multiple chances of winning. I guess. I don't know. Anyways, the coach guy who's coaching the one girl for his team ends up going to a hospital with his pastor or something, and he accidentally falls into this room that he wasn't supposed to go in, and there's some dude in the bed, right? And he's blind, and he's like, "Oh, come here. I want to talk to you." The guy in the hospital bed. He's like, "Come here, I want to talk to you." He's like, "I don't get much visitors," and blah blah blah. And they like connect or whatever. And then, later on, it's revealed that the little girl is an orphan. Like, she didn't have no parents or nothing because they died. And then it turns out that the guy in the bed had a kid, but he ran away. And you know what? It's her dad. It just coincidentally, the guy in the bed is the girl's dad, the runner girl's dad.
This sounds absolute fucking nonsense.
Just a big old coincidence that this guy fell into this room. He wasn't even going to this room. He fell. Like, he tripped and fell into it.
It sounds awful.
And then, like, they meet up. Like, the kid and the dad, they meet up and they talk and they bond or whatever. And then the grandma comes in. The grandma's like, "No, you're not allowed to see your dad. He did drugs. He's a bad dude.
He's blind. Give him a break."
And the coach is like, "Nah, he's dying. He's got diabetes. You got to let him bond."
He's got diabetes?
Yeah, that's how he's dying. He's dying of diabetes.
Seriously?
Yeah. He's like,
these Christian movies are so dumb. They can't have a real disease. "Oh, I'm dying of diabetes."
And then you're like, they got to bond. They got to, so that they know each other before he dies. And then, later on, she's having her big race, because that's like the plot of the movie. And she's like, she needs a better coach. And it turns out that her dad was a cross country runner.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But he's bedridden. So what the
He's
hell?
Also fucking blind.
He's blind. So what the hell is he gonna do? Turns out, coincidentally, they just approved that you can wear earbuds when you run on cross country in the movie. So they recorded him talking her through the race while she ran. And it was kind of a cool idea. I like the idea.
Who wanted to see this movie? Like, whose idea was it to go? Was this like a friend from work or something?
It was Caitlin who wanted to see it, and her friend went, and her friend paid. So
well, you need to break up with Caitlin because this is awful. It sounds awful.
It wasn't bad. The plot wasn't bad. There was a lot of coincidences, but the little girl, her acting was the worst I've ever seen.
I'm not surprised. She's a child.
Every time she spoke, I just like cringed a little inside. I was like, ooh, that hurt. It hurt me right here. And then it ends. The dad dies, obviously, because you know how these Christians movies supposed to end.
He's gotta die.
And then it cuts like 6 years later, and she gets a package in the mail, and it's another tape.
It's recorder. Her dad's eyeballs.
No, it's another tape recorder thing that he recorded. No. He recorded one for every birthday she has up until she's like 35 or something.
That would have been fun if it was like his eyeballs or something.
This is organ.
Like I could see all along.
And they pulled a freaking Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2 on it. I forgot about that. During the funeral scene, she's sitting there. She goes, "He was the best dad I ever knew for 6 weeks." And I'm like, that feels so Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It feels so the same. Same shot too. Dude, coffin right in front of her.
David Hasselhoff show up?
No, unfortunately not.
Should have showed up.
That was the movie I saw in theaters. And the other two movies I didn't care for. I watched in my movie class. The what was the musical one? Meet Me in St. Louis. No, Meet Me in St. Louis.
I've never seen this movie. I don't know what this is.
I didn't care for it. It's just a musical. You know how I am with musicals.
You know what is your problem with musicals, Devin?
It's about a girl who wants to get married. That's all it's about.
Oh man.
And then
was the music good at all? That's what the musical's about.
It was from the 40s, so you tell me.
It doesn't matter. Do you like 40s music?
Not really.
Well, I guess it sucks.
It was okay. I mean, it was fine. Whatever. I didn't like it. I had to write a paper on it. But and then the movie I just watched the other day in my movie class, I loved it. And I think if you haven't seen this, you need to. It's
what is it?
All the President's Men or something. I think that's what it's called.
I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen this.
Sounds familiar. Fucking great. It's got Robert Redford in it. It's fucking amazing.
Okay.
You need to watch it. It's about
I like Robert Redford a lot.
It's about Watergate. It's so good. It's based on a true story. Like they said 90% of the movie is like factual. Like, but it's still amazing. It's probably one of my favorite movies I've seen.
I've heard of it. I've heard like good things about it. So I've just never seen it.
It's really good. It's got Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford. Those are the two main.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. No, I haven't seen this.
Those are the two.
Like Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford, but I didn't see it. Yeah. I like both of them though.
Yeah, they're amazing. Robert Redford's the main character, but
is this like young Dustin Hoffman, or is this like kind of old Dustin Hoffman?
It's young. He's got his long black hair and stuff. So
okay,
it's young Dustin.
So he's not a grumpy fuck.
No,
like he is now.
Not yet. This is when he was actually trying.
He's still good, but he's just like a grumpy asshole about everything.
It just amazes me. I'm not gonna like tell you what happens in the movie. It just amazes me how they keep it so intense. Yet I know what the outcome's gonna be because it's based on a true story.
I like movies like that. I think movies like that are interesting as hell.
Like Reagan or Reagan's gonna get resign or whatever because he got caught. Was it Reagan? No,
Who plays Ronald Reagan?
Nixon.
Who plays Nixon? Who plays Nixon?
Nobody. I don't think he shows up. They use footage of him. They used footage of him on the like TV, like actual footage of
like archive stuff.
Yeah, of Nixon. But like Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman never interact with him. If that makes sense.
They should have got like Kevin Spacey or somebody to play him.
Nah, no. In the
Kevin
70s?
Spacey played Nixon and something.
In the 70s though? This movie came out in 72.
Was he around in the 70s? I don't know.
I don't know either. But yeah, those are the movies I saw. I 100% recommend All the President's Men. That was a great movie.
I'll check it out if I can find it on like Netflix or something. I'll check it out because I've heard good things about it. I've heard the name.
It's really good. It's really good. What have you watched this week?
I watched a lot of stuff, some good, some bad, and there's one that is really fascinating that I want to talk about. The first one is Under the Silver Lake, which is the new Andrew Garfield movie. I absolutely loved it. Probably one of my favorite movies of the year so far. I don't know if you like it. It's very like artsy fartsy and weird. Oh. It has like a basic plot of like you can, if you just are focusing on the main plot, you could get it. But there's a lot of like weird stuff just like surrounding it, where it's just like, all right, I don't know how that like makes any sense, but all right. But Andrew Garfield was great in it. I enjoyed all the Spider-Man references. Topher Grace is in it, so if you ever want to see Spider-Man and Venom meet and be friends,
Tobey Maguire and the Andrew Garfield universe, they're colliding.
Hell yeah, dude! This is a Spider-Verse movie. We always
How big of a role does Topher Grace have in this?
Topher Grace is barely in it. He's in like 3 scenes, and he's dumb the whole movie. He's like a creepy.
Does he
guy.
just? I was gonna say, does he just play his character from that '70s show? Because that's what he did in Spider-Man 3.
No, he's playing like a hipster man, and he's got like this like cool beard.
We're talking about Topher Grace, right?
Yeah.
Topher Grace doesn't have facial hair.
He does in this movie. I don't know if it's his actual facial hair, but he's got a fucking beard in the movie.
All right.
But it was a lot of fun to watch. I like mysteries and I like weird stuff, and this was really weird. And I enjoy Andrew Garfield. I think he's a very underrated actor, and everybody shits on him because he was in 2 bad Spider-Man movies. But that's not his fault.
Andrew Garfield in other stuff. I like him in The Social Network, and I like him in Hacksaw Ridge. Those are like
he's great in The Social Network.
He's the only 2 movies I rember him being in that I've seen.
He's fantastic. He was in that weird Andy Serkis movie that about the dude who couldn't breathe or whatever. The next movie I saw was Arctic, which is a movie made by Joe Penna, aka Mystery Guitar Man, who we used to watch on
our
YouTube.
childhood. I remember. Didn't he post Tuesdays and Thursdays or something? We were like
that. Yeah,
we're like Tuesdays. We gotta watch them.
Hell yeah, because he made some awesome videos back then.
He did. He put work.
And now he's not really like making YouTube videos anymore. He's making weird movies. I didn't really like this movie all that much.
I was gonna say he had a kid, and then now he's making movies. He doesn't need.
Yeah, he's like a grown man now. It's like a fine movie, I guess. I mean, there's one actor in the whole movie, Mads Mikkelsen, and he does a great job. He gives a good performance, but it's just like, all right, it's just him in snow for like 90 minutes.
Like
and then the movie ends, and it's just like, all right, like I got nothing out of it. I appreciate the fact that it looks like a real movie, because a lot of movies made by YouTubers look like utter garbage. They look like they were shot on like a cell phone. This actually looks like a real movie that like I could see watching in a theater or something. So I appreciate that, but it just didn't really like do anything for me.
How did directing wise? How did it look?
The directing, I mean, it looked great. It had some really like great shots and some awesome cinematography in it. Mads Mikkelsen again gives some, for being pretty much, there's another actor in the movie, but she's like kind of dead through most of the movie, so it's kind of just him. He gives a great performance. He has a very emotional scene at the very end, which was damn good. Mads Mikkelsen is a fantastic actor, but it's just there's just nothing like to the movie, because it's just he's struggling through this thing, but we never really learn anything about the character. So like I don't care about him then, because I'm like, what if he's just like a big like asshole man? Like let him die in the tundra or whatever.
Sounds very much like The Revenant with fucking.
It kind of is. I do appreciate the visual storytelling though. There's a lot of really good visual storytelling in the movie, where it's like you learn the character's name and like his job and stuff all through like visuals and stuff. And I'm like, that's impressive, Mr. Guitar Man.
Be creative.
Yeah, it wasn't just this awkward scene where he's just like, oh man, I used to work at this place. That was awesome. It was just this like subtle little thing. And I was like, that's fun. It's a fine movie. It just didn't really do anything for me. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's just whatever. Then I watched Triple Frontier, the Netflix movie, with Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaac, Charlie Hunnam, and the dude from Tron, whatever his name is, Garrett Hedlund. This movie actually surprised me with how good it was. I wouldn't say it's like a fantastic like Oscar, like give this movie all the awards or anything, but it was surprisingly like really good, and the cast had awesome chemistry, and they all really felt like friends.
Was this did you say this was a Netflix movie or was it just on Netflix?
No, it's a Netflix original movie.
Oh, and you liked it. That's surprising.
I liked it. Netflix is putting out some quality stuff recently.
I was gonna say usually you don't like Netflix movies too much.
Yeah, because usually it's just like, oh, I'm gonna be like weird just to be weird and boo. But this is actually like a solid film.
Bird Box.
Fuck Bird Box. Fuck everything about that movie.
Did you even move? Did you watch it or no?
I watched like 10 minutes of it and I turned it off because I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I just couldn't get into it.
It's a weird movie.
But everybody loved it. It's like high art apparently.
No, I didn't think so.
It looks like fucking nonsense. But Ben Affleck was in it. Ben Affleck surprisingly like did a great job in it. He's still like kind of chubby, but he does a good job in it. Oscar Isaac was great in it. There was some really awesome cinematography in it. Just like some cool wide shots of like the mountains and stuff where I was like, that actually looks really good. It's a solid movie. I'd say check it out. It's like 2 hours. It's a solid movie. It's not like the most original movie in the world, but it's solid, I'd say.
Would you rewatch it?
Maybe, yeah.
See,
I'd rewatch it.
Like it's where you scared me a little. You were a little hesitant on that. So
I mean, it's not like I'd say mostly I think the cast kind of saves this movie because the plot of it, it's not like the worst thing I've ever seen or like the most generic thing I've ever seen, but it's very basic and very like by the numbers. Like I could tell you the whole fucking movie right now. But the cast and their relationship and the stuff that they go throughout the movie is really, I think, what saves the movie. And all the acting is really great and really fantastic in it. So I'd say watch it for them alone because they're really good in it.
Watch it for the cast.
Watch it for the cast because they're great. Last night I watched a movie called Climax, which was made. It was directed by Gaspar Noé, who made Enter the Void, which I really loved. Enter the Void, but I did not really like this movie. This movie was a miserable fucking nightmare. I had a headache throughout this whole fucking movie. It's a very artsy fartsy. I didn't like hate it like it's like the worst thing I've ever seen, but I didn't like it.
Artsy fartsy movie.
Yeah. Because there's some artsy fartsy movies where I'm just like, this is fucking like nonsense. Like there's no meaning to any of this. Like the whole movie is just like it takes place in this dance school and then like somebody spikes one of the drinks and then everybody just goes mad. And that's all it is for like 90 minutes. And I'm like, there's nothing here. Like there's no story, there's no character. It's just people losing their fucking minds for 90 minutes. And it was a nightmare. It was so like annoying. And I was like, why am I watching this? But I sat through till the end.
Oh my gosh.
Which sucks because Enter the Void was a really solid. It's not Enter the Void. I describe as like it's not a movie. It's like an experience. Like if you watch that movie, you're gonna come out and be like, oh man, that really like that's life changing. This was also kind of an experience, but afterwards you kind of just want to like kill yourself because it was so like loud and annoying and just nonsense. It did have some really awesome camera work in it. Like I think it had like a 42-minute long shot in it, which is very impressive, and that's awesome. But there's just no like substance to it. And I know people are like raving about this movie because it's artsy fartsy pretentious nonsense. But I didn't like this movie really all that much.
2 minutes. That's insane.
It is.
That is insane. Is.
These French filmmakers, man, they're getting fucking weird.
They're getting good.
Yeah. And then I watched Serenity last night. And man, Serenity might be one of the best movies ever made. It's so absurd and nonsense, and it has this twist in it. I'm not going to say anything about the twist because I want you to discover this twist for yourself. It's the most like nonsensical fucking twist I've ever seen in any movie ever. It's worse than anything M. Night Shyamalan could have written. And it's not even like at the end. It's not like how a twist usually happens at the end. It's like halfway through the movie. And you're just like, wait a minute, what? Like, what?
What? Where did you watch this at?
It's on Amazon Prime. I saw it on Amazon Prime.
Serenity? I may have to watch this now.
And Matthew McConaughey's in it, and he's playing the most Matthew McConaughey-esque character I've ever seen.
My boy.
The opening of the movie is him, like, he plays like this fisherman guy, and he's got like a couple tourists on his boat, and the tourists are like, we ain't paying you for this shit, like blah blah blah. And he just immediately just pulls out a knife and like holds it up to his face, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking do what I want, you motherfucker. And then he just runs back to the fishing line, and he's trying to catch this fish and whatever. I'm like, this is the most intense fucking opening to any movie I've ever seen. It's so like bizarre nonsense, but it might be like, I mean, it might be the best movie of the year. Like it sucks, but it's amazing at the same time.
Yeah, that sounds like a movie I want to see now. Just because,
dude, if you and I saw this together, we would have lost our minds with this movie. This like the twist in this will really like rock your shit.
I wish we could have watched it together. Okay,
oh, man.
I'll have to watch.
I'll watch it again if I come up there. Like we'll watch it again.
Oh man,
It's fucking.
Is that all you watched? I mean, Jesus.
I finished Psych.
Oh, finally! It's been 3 weeks.
Finally,
took you long enough. I think it's been 3 weeks. You mentioned it 3 times at least.
I mentioned it, yeah, but I finished it.
Good. Is that all you watched? Are you sure you haven't watched anything else?
That's it.
You have a lot of time.
15 movies that I watched.
I was gonna say you had a lot of time on your hands this week.
Yeah, I know. Well, I usually tend to watch if I'm like free or whatever. I watch like 3 or 4 movies in a row.
See, I don't have that kind of time in my life.
Yeah,
I got shit to do.
I mean, that's fine. You're a normal human being.
Sucks growing up, being an adult.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to get into the news?
Movie news.
I don't have much. I got 2 things. So
what do you have?
Probably one of these things is something you have. I'm guessing. Face Off reboot.
Yes, this is what I wanted to talk about.
It's happening. Fast and Furious producer. It's happening.
It's also from the writer of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie and 22 Jump Street.
22 Jump Street has good background. I don't know about Sonic. That hasn't come out yet. So
Sonic the Hedgehog, that movie looks like bizarre nonsense.
How do you feel about this reboot?
Face Off. Have you seen Face Off?
No, not at all.
Face Off might be like one of the best movies ever made. It's so like the plot is absurd and kind of nonsense, but it plays it with such sincerity. Like everything that happens in that movie, it's not played for laughs at all. Everybody is 100% serious in the fucking movie, and the action's awesome. The action is like some of the best action in any movie ever. John Woo is an amazing action director. And I think part of what makes that movie fun and memorable is the fact that you have Nicolas Cage and John Travolta playing each other. So it's like if we are doing a remake, how are you going to get 2 actors like Nicolas Cage and John Travolta to play each other? There are no actors working today that are like them.
Get Woody Harrelson and The Rock.
Oh, you nailed it, dude. That's it. Boom. Woody Harrelson playing The Rock, and then The Rock playing Woody Harrelson.
How old is Face Off? It's not that old, isn't it?
Face Off is from 1997, so it's like 20-something years old.
I don't think it's old enough to need a reboot already, but
no, but they're rebooting everything.
So. Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, as long as the action in it is like great, like fine. But I just think part of what gives that movie its charm is the absurd acting from Nicolas Cage and John Travolta. Like that's what gives it its charm.
I don't know who else I would want.
Kevin Hart.
I want Woody Harrelson. I don't know why. I just want Woody Harrelson.
Harrelson. We could do Woody Harrelson, and who's another like absurd actor? Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh fuck yes!
Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg. Boom! Make this happen.
Yeah. Do that.
Be day one.
I'll go see that if that's what it is.
It'll just be Woody Harrelson just like shaking for like 90 minutes. That's all Jesse Eisenberg did. He just does a lot of this.
See, it could be so bad though, because what if they don't play each other well? That's the thing.
Well, then that's the director's fault.
That's the thing.
That's because that's the fun part of the movie. So they'd have to nail that.
I can totally see Nick Cage just going all out on this.
Just bring back Nick Cage.
Yeah,
he'll do anything. Just bring him back.
He just fucking did Mom and Dad. He could do anything.
Yeah, he's making all these He makes like 10 movies a year now.
He's got his rock collection or whatever.
Yeah, that Magic Rock bullshit. Because he spent like $10,000 on it.
Oh Lord. And then my other movie news, my other one. Okay, I have to put a little backstory for this news because it's fucking stupid and I'm pissed. It's Jurassic Park related. I don't know.
Oh yeah, this is on here too.
So there's a new. It's coming out tomorrow, so I haven't seen it yet. It's coming out Sunday, and we're recording this on Saturday. I don't know when this will be posted, so it'll probably be out by the time this is posted. But they're doing a Battle at Big Rock short film on FX tomorrow.
Yeah, I heard about this,
and I'm pretty sure this is like post Fallen Kingdom, and like we're like in a war or something. We're fighting dinosaurs.
Said it takes place after Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah. So are we fighting dinosaurs? Is that what we're doing?
I assume so.
It seems like an easy war. Just, bazooka.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's not even like that many dinosaurs out there. There's like maybe 10.
And they have to get close range to hurt you. Just get in a helicopter.
Get a bazooka and just blow up a T-Rex's head.
Right. I would watch that.
That's not what this is gonna be though. This is gonna be ultra dramatic and like, oh man, we gotta fuck up some dinosaurs.
I don't know how long this will be either. It's a short film, so I'm gonna guess like 45 minutes.
Why is this a short film? Like, what is this?
I don't know. They just
That's so weird.
What's even weirder is that they announced it like 4 days ago, and it's coming out on Sunday. Like they
think this would just be the third movie.
No build up whatsoever. They're just like, oh yeah, we're putting this on FX. Watch it.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming out. Whatever.
Like maybe this is cut footage from 2 or maybe 3. I don't know. They're just reusing it.
I don't know. Well, they brought back the director of the first Jurassic World, Colin Trevorrow, and he's directing this fucking thing. But it's like, why? Like, why we need a short film?
I'm gonna guess it's gonna be an hour, maybe 45 minutes with commercials.
Well, it's not a short film then. If it's an hour,
how long does it need to be?
I guess if it's just 1 hour, maybe. But I was thinking maybe like 25 minutes, probably.
I was gonna say it was gonna be like 40 minutes with commercials to make it an hour.
Maybe 40 minutes
to make it an hour. I don't know.
That's too much Jurassic Park.
I'm not looking forward to it. I'll probably watch it, so I'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, I was gonna ask because you're the biggest Jurassic Park fan between the two of us. Are you gonna watch this?
Probably. Unfortunately, maybe it's good. Maybe it'll be the best Jurassic Park thing ever made. You never know.
It'll probably be the best Jurassic World thing ever made because it's only 40 minutes.
Jurassic World 1 isn't bad. I like Jurassic World 1.
It's not good. I
fucking hate Fallen Kingdom. I'm not getting.
I like the third act of Jurassic World because it's nonsense.
You seem to love nonsense. That's what I'm telling you.
I like a lot of nonsense. If it's nonsense and they're not aware that it's nonsense, I love it.
Look at this velociraptor attacking this giant fucking beast.
It's so
and then this fish just comes out of the water. And
it's so stupid. And someone in the writer's room was like, this is fucking gonna hit with audiences, man. This is awesome.
And then just have Chris Pratt just stand there and look fucking idiot. Like, oh.
The last act of that movie is incredible.
I feel so bad for the park, the owner or whatever. He just dies in that helicopter crash, and no one gives a shit about it.
A lot of people just die. That babysitter gets brutally.
She has the worst death.
That whole movie.
I was gonna say she has the worst death in Jurassic Park I've ever seen.
Yeah, for like no reason.
No, it's not like she's like a bad person. She's just a babysitter.
She's doing her job, and she just gets brutally mauled by these dinosaurs.
The little flying dinosaur takes her up and drops her, and then she gets eaten by the big fish thing.
Yeah,
the mosasaur. Yeah, she didn't do nothing wrong. She was just doing her job. Whatever.
Nope. She was being a woman.
Okay. Wait. Okay.
Okay.
That's all the movie news I have. So
I've got a couple more. Tank Girl is getting a reboot with Margot Robbie.
Tank Girl? What the fuck is Tank Girl?
Are you familiar with Tank Girl at all?
No, I've never even heard of this.
Tank Girl is a Dark Horse comic that in the 90s, I think, got a movie, and it was really bad. And
I've never heard of it. Like Spawn bad or like worse?
It's a little bit better than Spawn, but it's not.
Oh, that's not a good bar to set. But
no, not at all.
Okay.
But it's getting a reboot with Margot Robbie.
Ew. So we're getting that, but we're not getting a Spawn reboot. What the fuck? I think more people. That Spawn movie's up in the air right now. Like, I don't think that movie's happening. It's not. I 100% don't think it's not happening. I think more people care about Spawn than they do about Tank Girl.
They do. Nobody in the world go out on the street, get 15,000 people in a room and ask them about Tank Girl. And I guarantee you, nobody has ever heard of this fucking character.
At least one person has heard of Spawn before.
They'd be like, I think I saw that movie. That was that war movie, right? It's like, no, this is the movie with the fucking with Ice-T as a kangaroo.
It was a movie with Shia LaBeouf and tanks, right? No, that's Fury, you dumb fuck.
Fury.
Oh, great movie. Yeah. Great movie.
That is a great movie.
What else you got?
I found this out a couple days ago. One of the two directors of Swiss Army Man is making a new movie, and I'm fucking excited.
Is it gonna be Swiss Army Man level of crazy nonsense?
I don't think there's a trailer out for it because I haven't been able to find one. If there is, I'm just bad at the internet. It's called The Death of Dick Long, and it's coming out later this month. So I'll hopefully check it out and hope it's fucking nonsense like Swiss Army Man was.
The Death of Long Dick.
Oh, Dick haha.
Dick Long.
I'm sure everyone's gonna make that fucking joke.
I'm sure that'll be a joke in the movie. But
probably.
I still question what the fuck happened in Swiss Army Man. So I hope that level of nonsense happens in this movie.
I mean, I think the whole point of Swiss Army Man is questioning what the fuck did I just watch. I think that's the whole point of that movie.
When the credits roll, you're just like, what?
Yeah, because it just ends, and you're like, what?
You're just like,
but that's what makes it amazing. That's what makes.
What did I just spend 2 hours doing? What was this? I need to rethink my life.
Movie great.
I thought about that movie for like a week after I watched it. I was like,
really?
Yeah, I was like, what? I was like, there's got to be a deeper meaning to this movie or something.
There's several deeper meanings to that movie. That movie's about whatever you want it to be about.
It could be any genre. It can be anything.
Exactly. It's a musical. It's an action adventure, buddy comedy. It's a romance. It's whatever you want it to be, man.
I questioned my sanity after watching that movie.
We all did. Next, Paul Feig is directing a Universal monster movie called Dark Army, and it's going to feature classic and new monsters. And this might be a Dark Universe reboot or something.
I was gonna say, did the Dark Universe give up and they're just like, let's just make one movie? Let's just, instead of making a bunch of movies that connect, let's just put them all.
I think they're trying. They're still like somewhat trying. Like I think that Angelina Jolie, like Bride of Frankenstein movie. I think they're still trying to make that and like try and do something.
I thought after that,
it keeps getting like delayed.
I was gonna say, I thought after that Tom Cruise Mummy movie, they just gave up.
They have kind of for the most part. And this might be. We don't know if it's part of the Dark Universe or not. I don't think it is, but it could be. But this actually sounds kind of fun. It sounds kind of awesome.
I mean, I might, if it's good, I'm not seeing this opening weekend.
I don't know if the trailer comes out. It's cool. If it's like Dracula versus like a zombie, like that could be fun.
No, after the Mummy,
like Monster Squad. You ever seen Monster Squad?
No, it could be like aliens versus monsters, monsters versus aliens.
It could, but it could actually be good and not shit.
Like I said, I'm not seeing this opening week. I may not even see this in theaters. I don't care if it's the greatest thing ever made.
I don't know. This sounds fun. I mean, this is all we really know. We don't really know anything else about it. But you know, and Paul Feig has kind of a weird track record. I know everyone likes him.
Feig? Who the fuck?
He directed Bridesmaids and he directed Girlbusters.
So he's a comedic director.
He is. He directs a lot of comedies. And I don't like a lot of his comedies because I don't like humor.
Spicy.
This is a little up in the air. But
Bridesmaids wasn't bad. I like Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids was good, but he also didn't write that movie. So
yeah, all right, I'll give you that one.
He just directed it. So
Girlbusters I have not seen, but I never will. But it's probably not good.
I refuse to see that movie, and I never will.
It's not canon with Ghostbusters. I don't care what anybody says.
It's not. It doesn't even exist anymore.
I don't even know. Justin, like it just wiped off the face of the planet. I don't even know if it is canon or not. If it's supposed to.
It's not. It's a remake.
So it like has nothing to do with the originals.
Nope.
All right. Well then, there you go.
There's no reason to see it.
They'll reference it in Ghostbusters 3, and it'll be part of the universe.
Fucking shit. They'll probably figure out some way because they want to do a whole cinematic universe of Ghostbusters for some fucking reason.
Nobody gives a shit that much about Ghostbusters. You missed your time.
No. Nobody cared about Ghostbusters 2.
Nobody. True. You missed your mark.
Leave it alone. Ghostbusters 1 is great. Leave it alone.
It is. I love Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters is fantastic.
I love it. Fucking love it.
I've got some TV news.
I have one TV news, but go ahead. What do you got?
It's alleged TV news. Apparently, The Witcher's release date was leaked.
It was.
It comes out December 17th.
That's the one news I had.
Which sounds awesome. I'm gonna watch the shit on Christmas, dude.
On Christmas? That's like a week after it comes out.
I watched it twice.
You watched it twice.
Yeah.
Have we gotten anything about how long this is going to be?
I don't think so. It'll probably be the normal Netflix structure, 13 episodes, each episode's an hour.
Yeah, 13 episodes. That's what I was guessing, but you never know. You never know. And was that the only TV news you had?
That's all TV news I have.
Any game news?
I do have some video game news, actually.
Oh, shit. All right.
Hit me with the video game news.
I don't have
Metro 2033 is getting a movie adaptation.
What's that?
Metro 2033. I played Metro 2033 and Metro. What the fuck is the other one called? It's like Last Light or whatever. They're fun games. They're like post-apocalyptic games where like people kind of live underground, like in the subways and stuff, and then there's big monsters on the surface, and then they come up and everything's all like radiated, and you fight these big monsters and stuff. They're solid games.
Sounds like Fallout.
It is a little bit like Fallout, but it's based on like some book or something from like Russia. I mean, a movie, I guess. Like it's hard to believe that Hollywood hasn't figured out that fucking video games don't make good movies, but they're still trying, I guess.
Hardcore Henry, best video game adaptation, even though it's not a video game. It reminds me of one because it's first person.
Because it's fucking awesome.
If anybody hasn't seen Hardcore Henry, go fucking watch Hardcore
Henry. Hardcore Henry. Fuck whatever this movie is. Go watch Hardcore Henry.
They look stupid, but it's actually really fun.
It is stupid, but it's fun.
It's really
watch
fun.
It with friends.
Oh yeah, for sure. Watch it with somebody who's gonna like not take it seriously.
Yeah, because it's nonsense, but it's fun.
It's fun nonsense.
Yeah. Next, there's rumors, and there's always rumors of this, but apparently now it's getting a little bit more steam. There's a new Arkham game being teased because the voice actor who voiced Batman in Arkham Origins, Roger Craig Smith, I don't fucking know names, was tweeting something about like his next thing or whatever, and he couldn't talk about it. And then a couple of the developers of Arkham Origins like tweeted him back and was like, they were like joking around about stuff. And a lot of people think that's hinting to the next Arkham Batman game.
Maybe, but like you said, there are always rumors like, oh, there's going to be another one.
Oh man, Troy Baker was seen in a mocap suit. Oh man, he's going to be the Joker again. Like that's what happens every fucking week. And it's like, no, he does that as a living. Like he does that in every game. He wears a fucking mocap suit.
I mean, would you want another Arkham game?
I mean, I like the Arkham games. Arkham Origins was stupid in terms of story, and I think those games have really good stories, and Arkham Origins sucked. And this is going to be made by WB Montreal, who made Arkham Origins. So, like, I don't know, maybe. If you're making another Batman, just make another Batman game. Why does it have to be a part of the Arkham stuff? Just make another fucking Batman game. Do a Gotham by Gaslight game. Do a like long Halloween game. Do like a Detective Batman game or something. Like
Batman
something.
Forever.
Batman, don't do that.
Why not?
Because have you seen Batman Forever? It's fucking garbage. It's awful.
Do Batman and Robin in a game.
Yeah, do that. That'll be better.
Yeah, there you go.
But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think this is happening. But
get George Clooney to do the mocap.
Dude, bring back George Clooney for something Batman related. He could be a solid Batman if you gave him the right material.
He didn't have to do the mocap. Just make him do the voice.
No, yeah.
There you go.
I'd like him to do the mocap because I'd like to see behind the scenes photos of George Clooney in a mocap suit. I think that'd be hilarious.
Him and his chubba he's got probably going on.
He's not that fat. He's a fit man for being 85 years old.
He's fit, but he's old. I'm sure he's got something going on.
He's not
When's
ripped.
the last time you saw him shirtless?
I mean, the last time I Googled it, like yesterday.
Yeah, so yeah, that picture could be like 5 years old. You never know.
Probably, but like, he's in his 80s, man. Leave him alone.
Is that all the game news you got?
Yes.
All right. And what are we going to next? DC or Marvel?
Do you have any DC news?
I do. I got one thing.
Okay, we could do DC news then. DC news.
Oh yeah, the Batman.
Only thing that I give a shit about.
The Batman. All right, what do you have on this?
Hold on. I gotta drink my Coke. Continue.
Okay. What do you know about this? What do you know so far?
So far the only thing I know is that Todd Phillips said that Joker and Batman are not going to cross over.
Yeah, that's not what I have. I have kind of a possible mini synopsis. You want to hear it?
Of what?
The Batman.
Okay.
All right. So, the Batman will explore a detective case. So you got that going for you. Detective Batman. When people start dying in strange ways, Batman must go deep into the dark world of Gotham to find clues and solve the mystery, conspiracy connected to Gotham City's history and criminals.
I mean, that sounds cool. I know Matt Reeves has always talked about wanting to do a Detective Batman, and I've always wanted a Detective Batman because Batman is the world's greatest fucking detective, and he needs to be a detective. I mean, that's great.
What do you think about all that?
I mean, it sounds cool. I hope it's like dark as hell, and I hope it like is more than just Batman's got to beat up a bunch of guys, because that's kind of what every Batman movie is.
It scares me because it sounds like it might be year one again. Just a little.
It sounds a little bit like it might be year one, but I know when Matt Reeves put out that tweet that like, oh, it might be a little bit year one, everyone was like, no, don't do that again. And he was like, okay, it's not year one. Like he kind of was like, all right, fine, I won't do year one. So I don't think he's doing year one because nobody wants a year one movie.
But what if he was already so far into it? He's like, I can't change it now, but I'm going to say
like 4 years already to work on this fucking script, and he has another 2 years. He can fucking rewrite it.
I guess. I hope maybe it's just a detective story. You never know.
I hope it's sort of like the Arkham games where they take place in like one night. I hope it's just like here's a day in the life of Batman, and he's just got to do this one thing over 2 hours or something. Like it takes place in real time or something. Like that could be neat, because I don't need this big epic like Batman punching 17 guys and driving the Batmobile and whatever. Just give me like this small little like personal story where Batman's just gotta, oh, somebody died, I gotta go figure out who fucking killed that person. Like just give me a little small Batman movie. I don't need a huge epic.
And then isn't the Penguin the villain in this?
It's rumored that it might be Penguin, but it's also rumored it might be Two-Face. It's also rumored that Catwoman's going to be in it. It's also rumored that like Firefly might show up in it. We don't really know 100% for sure, but those are kind of the villains that are like circling around the rumor mill.
I don't know how detective work will work with the Penguin, because if that's true, the Penguin sounds like the main villain of, even if all four of those people are in the movie.
I mean, it could work. I think you could do a detective thing with those four guys.
Maybe.
Because it's not like, I mean, I'm sure there will be some kind of end fight, because every goddamn superhero movie has to have an end fight with the villain. But even if it's just like there was a moment in Arkham Knight where Batman just shows up to Penguin's like hideout and he just slams his face in his money and he's like, what the fuck is going on? And then he just leaves and he fucks off. So it's like if he just shows up in this movie and Batman's just like interrogating him and like holding him off a building and he's like, tell me everything or I'm going to break every bone in your body. And then he fucks off and we never see Penguin again. Like that could work.
Who would you make the main villain? Would you make a Penguin?
I wouldn't make it any of those guys. I'd make it someone we hadn't seen before, like Anarchy or something.
Anarchy. Killer Croc.
Or like Falcone or somebody. We've seen Falcone, but not really.
Killer Croc.
I mean, maybe if people are dying and like getting eaten, then yeah, I'd make a Killer Croc.
A good Mr. Freeze.
Maybe.
I kind of want to see a Mr. Freeze. I don't know why.
I would love to see an awesome, because Mr. Freeze is fucking scary.
Not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, of course, no, because Arnold Schwarzenegger is not a scary man. But there have been versions of Mr. Freeze that are honestly like fucking awesome, and they're terrifying because he's just this man that can just freeze you at any point, and he's off his goddamn rocker.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, what if it's like a modern day Riddler? You know, like leaving clues.
I think a Riddler from Batman the Animated Series type Riddler, where he's in a suit and he's got like the little hat, and he's obviously crazy because he's a villain, but he's not like Jim Carrey Riddler or the Riddler from the 60s Adam West show where he's just and he's like the Joker essentially. I'd be fine with a more serious Riddler. Like that'd be cool. It's different, you know.
I could see a modern day Riddler working, especially in that synopsis that he gave. Oh, tracking down clues and all that stuff.
Yeah,
like, yeah,
I could see it.
I could see it. I don't know. I really want to see a trailer for this more than anything.
I want to see the bat suit, because if the bat suit looks like piss, the movie's dead. Like I don't give a fuck what the movie looks like or if it's bad. I want that the bat suit better be fucking really cool.
What would make it like the perfect bat suit? Like a blend of Christian Bale and Ben Affleck, or like something else?
My dream, and they're not going to do this. I know they're not going to do this. I would love to have like a Silver Age Batman outfit where it's like gray and blue, like with the blue cowl, and then like the gray suit
like
with the
true Batman.
Like Batman, how Batman was like in the 60s, where he had like the blue thing. You could still do serious Batman with that, but they're not going to do that. He's going to be in all black, and it's going to be armored, and he's going to look like fucking Iron Man, because that's what every fucking Batman comic does now. And it's going to suck. I was so happy when Ben Affleck, when they put that photo out of him in the suit, I was like, fuck, they're doing the gray and black color scheme. That's awesome. But now they're probably going to get rid of that because they don't want to be associated with Ben Affleck anymore. So
I was gonna say his isn't armor either. It's like just like a shirt type thing.
it's just a shirt, which is like that's cool because that's what Batman wears.
But not in Batman versus Superman. He's got the armor on in that when he's fighting.
Well, he
Superman.
wears like 4 different suits in that fucking movie as well.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Bring back
as long as
Batfleck.
It's gray and like something. That's fine. It could be gray and pink for all I care. Just I don't want it to be black. I'm sick of that shit.
They're doing black. You know they will.
I don't want it to be all black. Oh, does it come in black? Fuck you, Bruce Wayne. You're gonna get whatever color I fucking give you, you selfish asshole.
Didn't he? He said that with the car though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been like, no, go fuck yourself.
Get the camo, you bitch.
Get the camo, you fuck. The camo one actually looked really dope. Like, just leave it.
It did. I can't wait for a trailer for this, and I can't wait to hear more about it.
It's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to hear people be like, "Oh, he's not as good as Christian Bale," boo, because that's what they're gonna fucking say.
Bring back Batfleck.
Bring back Batfleck. Hashtag on Twitter that I created like 4 years ago.
I would be more excited for this if it was Ben Affleck's, but
we all would. Did you hear about the cinematographer for Ben Affleck's Batman? Went on some podcast like a few months ago, and he talked about like what Ben Affleck's Batman was gonna be, and it sounded so good. It was like his Batman movie was going to be about like Bruce Wayne, like losing his fucking mind in Arkham. And it was going to be about fucking Batman. It was going to be about how Batman is essentially a fucking crazy person. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I want out of these fucking Batman movies. Because the reason I love Batman is different than why everyone else loves Batman. And that is why I like Batman, because he's a fucking asshole. He's a hypocrite and he's a lunatic.
He is a lunatic. He's a crazy person.
He is. He belongs in Arkham just like all these other villains do. But he's like, no, I'm fucking justice. I'm like, no, you're a fucking crazy guy in a bat suit, Batman.
You're afraid of bats.
He's not afraid of bats.
He is afraid of bats. They made that
He's not afraid of bats.
They made that a thing in Batman vs Superman. So Ben Affleck's Batman
is afraid of bats in that. And Christopher Nolan fucking invented that. In the comics, he was never afraid of bats. That's a common misconception that everyone fucking, because they've only seen The Dark Knight or whatever he says in that movie. Bats frighten me, Alfred. So I'm gonna dress up like a big bat, fight crime.
He's afraid of bats.
No, he's not afraid of bats.
Not the flying bats, the wooden bats. He's afraid of those.
Oh, baseball bats?
Yeah.
I'd be fucking afraid of those bats. Those will fuck you up.
Not wearing hockey pads.
No, imagine if that was true. I'm afraid of baseball bats. So I'm gonna dress up like a giant baseball bat and fight crime.
He just steals like a suit from like a major league game of like a mascot running around.
That'd be fucking awesome. We should do a parody of that. We should make that a thing.
I'm afraid of
probably
bats.
been done before. That's an obvious joke, but
probably I've never heard anybody doing it. I'm afraid of bats. I'm gonna dress up as bats.
I'm afraid of bats, and then Alfred just throws a fucking baseball bat in his head,
knocks him the fuck out. Is that all the DC news you have, or do you have more?
That's all the DC stuff I have. There wasn't a whole lot of DC news.
Nah, they've been sparse the past couple weeks. Like they haven't done much. Yeah. I've heard
There's
some rumors.
There's been some like Suicide Squad casting, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we already know most of we talked about most of that stuff anyways. Really I've heard some things about they're gonna release some comic stuff soon, so I don't maybe that'll be
there was that this is also news, I guess. Everyone's talking about it. There's DC Comics. It's a rumor that within the next like few months they might introduce like a Black Batman.
Shit, then that means we can get Idris Elba.
It does, but at the same time, it's like, are they doing this just to do it, or is there like a reason behind it? Because I think if I'm fine with the Black Batman, I don't understand why everyone's like, "Oh, Batman can be black, blue." It's like it doesn't fucking matter. But if they're just doing it to do it, that's bad. Like, don't just do it. Oh, let's
you think they actually made a story around this?
If they could tell, there's been so many awesome Batman stories that have nothing to do with the normal Batman continuity. Gotham by Gaslight is one of the best Batman comics of all time because it's totally left field. Like you could do like have it set in like Harlem. They're not going to do that. It'll be like Gotham or something, but like a Gotham-ish Harlem type thing, and have it just be about like some poor black kid who eventually like grows up and gets this fortune or something, or like through life, and then he becomes Batman because something happened in his child. Like you could make an interesting story around this. They're probably not gonna, but you know, everyone's losing their mind over it. It's like last year when they showed Batman's dick in a comic for the first time. Everyone lost their goddamn minds. It's like they do this because they need people to read comics. It's a marketing thing.
It is. They're just pandering.
Yeah, which should be offensive, but it's not.
Are you ready to get into the Marvel stuff? I got
Marvel news.
I have a lot. Like I've said, I have a lot of rumors. Basically, I have a rumor for every Phase 4 movie. Basically,
oh shit.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. But I got some stuff that isn't rumored. Marvel is planning on bringing back the Defenders in 2022 for MCU movies, not shows, movies.
Is this the same cast?
Don't know. I just know they want to bring back the Defenders characters.
Better be the same cast, because if it's not, that sucks.
2022 is past the time frame for when the Netflix shows expire. 2021 is when it expires, which makes sense because make it a year to make the movie. So could be bring back the same cast.
Even though those shows aren't a lot of those shows aren't great, they were all pretty well cast, and people like the cast. People like Mike Coulter as Luke Cage. People like Charlie Cox as Daredevil. People like Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones. Why not just keep them? People already like them and they're established. Just bring them into the fucking fold. Why reboot everything?
Would you care if it's the same cast but not connected to the Netflix shows, or which would you rather have?
I mean, in the perfect world, I would love it to be connected, because the shows at one point were fucking connected, because Marvel themselves said they were fucking connected. But if we have to make them not fucking canon, all I care, just bring back Charlie Cox as Daredevil. I don't care how many times you make the shows not canon and whatever. He's Daredevil. He's perfect as Daredevil.
In a perfect world, I would want to bring Charlie Cox back. I'd bring John Bernthal back, because he's great as fucking Punisher. Maybe his show may not be good, but he's great as Punisher.
He's fantastic. He's the best Punisher we've ever had.
And I'd bring back Michael Coulter as Luke Cage. I don't care if you recast Iron Fist. I didn't really like Finn Jones that much.
Yeah,
anyways.
he can be recast. It doesn't matter.
And then I feel like anybody can really play Jessica Jones.
Anybody could, but I like Kristen Ritter in the
I like her too. But if I had to pick, I'd be like, okay, I want to keep those three. Get rid of
that's fair.
But I mean, if you can keep everybody and make Finn Jones a better actor, sure.
I don't think it's his fault that he's awful in that fucking show.
I mean,
I haven't seen him in anything else, but
he's not that great in Defenders either, and that's a different director.
But it's the same thing with Mike Coulter, where Mike Coulter outside of Luke Cage is actually really good. He's actually gotten better as an actor, but in the first season of Luke Cage, he's fucking awful. So I think it's
better
just,
in season 2.
He is. He's definitely improved.
Bushmaster.
I'm the Bushmaster.
Bring back Bushmaster.
Bring back, fuck all the Defenders. Bring back Bushmaster. Bring back that guy and just have him look at the camera. I am the Bushmaster, and I will be satisfied, because that dude is fucking awesome.
Imagine if he was like the villain for Black Panther 2 or something.
Dude, make that shit happen, Ryan Coogler. Bring back the Bushmaster.
I am the Bushmaster.
The same guy. He's got a dope fucking accent.
And Black Panther just goes, I don't care. And then it's like Civil War callbacks.
I am the Bushmaster. I don't care. And then they fight. Fuck, man. That sounds awesome. We should make movies.
I feel like Black Panther would just murder his ass, though.
He would.
Because he's not invincible, so he could just stab him with his
Black
claws.
Panther. Well, in Luke Cage season 2, he was kind of invincible. He got shot 15 times and was just fine.
Yeah, but he still bleeds.
That's true. Do you bleed?
Do you bleed? And then this has me fucking pumped. I don't know why. It's nothing new, and I guess I should have saw it coming. It's a Disney Plus thing. Disney Plus will include all the 90s Marvel TV cartoons, which
that's fucking awesome, because the X-Men cartoon was awesome.
The X-Men and the Spider-Man show, both. And I think there's another one. There's a Fantastic Four one or something.
There was an Iron Man show at one point. The Fantastic Four one,
Yeah, all those are going to Disney Plus. So
that's awesome. If they add Spectacular Spider-Man at some point, that's not from the 90s, but that's from the early 2000s. Spectacular Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man cartoon, and I want it on Disney Plus, because that show is awesome.
I didn't even think about them putting that stuff on there, but it makes me hyped to think about that they're trying. I think there's a rights issue with one of the shows. I think it's the Fantastic Four one, but I'm not sure. But there's a rights issue with it, to where I don't know, because I think Fox didn't own the TV rights to Fantastic Four, which doesn't make any fucking sense.
I don't think they did.
I think somebody else owns it, and that's why it's an issue. But
yeah, I think
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm pumped if it's gonna happen. I'm gonna rewatch all that shit for nostalgia.
I'm gonna watch the X-Men cartoon, but I'm only gonna listen to the theme song like 15 times because that theme song is badass.
I grew up more with the '90s Spider-Man show more than
that show was good. I never like watched a lot of them. I grew up with Spider-Man Unlimited more than the actual '90s show.
I'm sorry, I think the '90s show was better. I did watch a little bit of the X-Men, but I was more into the Spider-Man. There was a crossover stuff with those two shows.
Yeah, they had a whole like cinematic universe of like all the Marvel TV shows just like coming together. Yeah. Daredevil showed up in the Spider-Man thing for a little bit, and he's like, "I'm Daredevil, and I'm gonna fuck you up, Kingpin."
I was gonna say, I remember Wolverine showing up in the Spider-Man, and Spider-Man showed up in the X-Men at one point for a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any Marvel news? Because other than that, I just have rumors.
It's in talks, and it's kind of a rumor. I'm just gonna say it, but apparently this has been going around. This is hearsay. Marvel may cast Magneto and Professor X as people of color, otherwise known as Black. You can't say Black anymore. You have to say.
I actually have who they might cast as Magneto.
Oh, are there like people that are rumored to play them?
There was a meeting between Kevin Feige and this person, and I'll get back into it later. But it is a person of color. So,
okay, are they Black?
Yes.
Okay, why can't we? What happened to just being able to say Black? It's not like offensive. He's a black man.
He's a badass black man too. If that.
Oh shit! It's Kevin Hart.
No, it's not Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart just got in a car accident. He can't do it.
That's true. He's dead.
He's dead to the world.
Is it Wesley Snipes?
No, I told you I'll get into it when I get to.
That'd be awesome.
I get to X-Men stuff. Okay, you ready for my rumor mill that I got?
Sure.
Okay, if anybody doesn't want stuff spoiled for Phase 4, this could possibly be spoiled because the guy who it's not really spoilers. It's just stuff that may happen in these movies. The guy who put this out online has gotten a lot of in-game rumors correct and a lot of Infinity War rumors correct before that was movie.
He's psychic.
I know. I think he works with Marvel, but people don't know
that.
I think that's what it is.
He's either psychic or he works with Marvel.
So starting Phase 4 off, Black Widow. I mean, this is not really anything interesting, but Black Widow's father is going to be in this. I don't know where or why. And it's played by Ray Winston. I don't know who that is.
Why? Why do we need this?
I don't know.
The whole point of Black Widow is that we don't know anything about her.
And then didn't in Infinity War, or not Infinity War, Endgame, she says she never met her father. So I don't know. I don't know if he
said Red Skull said her dad's name, and she was like, "Oh, I've never met my father. How the fuck would, like he knows it or whatever?"
Yeah.
So now they're just fucking with continuity now.
I feel like this could be like he's in the background, but she doesn't know who he is type thing. I don't know. And then
but they don't do it at all.
Isabel Moner, I don't know who that is, plays a new
Dora the Explorer, and then
she plays a new KGB recruit mentored by David Harbour's Red Guardian. That's who she's playing in this. It's a rumor.
That can make sense.
It's a rumor. I don't know why Black Widow's dad is in this at all, but
he doesn't need to be in it.
If it's true, I don't know if any of this stuff is true or if it's actually fact. But
I hope this was not true because we don't fucking need it.
That's the Black Widow one. Eternals. I got the main plot of Eternals is actually going to be about the Black Knight and the relationship with Ceres, who's one of the Eternals. Don't know what all that's about. And then I have a little bit of casting. Adam Scott and Brendan Gleeson are cast as Eros and Zeros.
In the Eternals?
Yeah.
I like Adam Scott and I like Brendan Gleeson. The Eternals has such a fucking weird cast.
It's got the wonkiest cast.
This movie's gonna be so weird.
I'm kind of excited for it though.
I'm excited for it because it's so weird, but it's
I don't know why. I don't know how the fuck Black Knight and Ceres, who's one of the Eternals, is a relationship, and that's the main plot. I don't know.
It's the whole thing that like DC does this a lot with Batman and Wonder Woman. It's like, oh, the normal man who gets the, attracted to the god woman or whatever.
Black Knight doesn't Black Knight happen in like the 40s? Or not the 40s.
Black Knight is like medieval times.
Medieval, yeah.
Well, it depends on which Black Knight, because there's been like 3 of them in each one, or like throughout the decades or whatever.
I don't know which one.
I don't know which one this is. There's like Dane Whitman, and he's like the current, like modern day one or whatever. And then there's like the other ones.
Maybe it'll be
take place fucking anywhere.
I was gonna say maybe it is the modern one. I don't know. Every time I picture Black Knight, I picture the medieval guy with the sword and
I would
all
love a medieval like Marvel movie. Like make it like an actual medieval like
with space gods
knight movie. Like fuck it, no. Just don't include the space gods. Just make a medieval knight movie.
It's called Eternals. You got to include the space gods.
But I'm just saying, like, if we get a Black Knight movie, just make a medieval Black Knight movie. He doesn't need to be in the Eternals.
Yeah, maybe
because he's not a fucking Eternal. Why is he in this movie?
No, I don't know why he's in this movie. Just to introduce him, I guess. I don't know where else you'd introduce him. So
give him his own movie.
I don't think he's that interesting of a character to have his own movie.
He's not. But Black Panther isn't that interesting of a character, and he's getting 3. So
Black Knight, a Disney Plus show,
or do that. Fuck it.
There you go. Next, Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings. We got a possible when this takes place, and this is a little interesting. It takes place
1970s.
No, it takes place before Endgame, but after Infinity War. So in that 5-year period.
Okay, that's neat. Good. They're actually using that. Good.
Then we have that it's little to no connection with the MCU besides the Ten Rings itself. So it's kind of its own thing. And then I have some more casts. Stephen Yeun, Kelly Maria.
Hold on. Hold on. Who the fuck Stephen Yeun playing?
I don't know. They're being offered. These people are being offered roles.
I love Stephen Yeun.
Kelly Maria Train, BD Wong, and Jamie Chung and Donnie Yen. They're all being offered.
That's roles. A great cast, except for Kelly Tran, who is known mostly for playing Rose and ruining Star Wars.
Yeah.
Which I mean, that's not her fault, but I don't care. I'm gonna say it. That's a dope cast. I'm glad Donnie Yen is in this movie in some shape or form. He should have probably been Shang-Chi or somebody. But
just because they're offered roles doesn't mean these people will take them. But
they're gonna fucking be in it. It's a Marvel movie. They're gonna fucking do it.
I'm just hyped. Stephen Yeun's in this. I'm fucking pumped.
I love
Stephen for that. Great. And then it's interesting that it takes place in the 5-year gap. I'm interested.
I think that's great. That's good. So that they set something up and they're fucking using it.
I was gonna say technically Iron Man is still alive when this movie will take place. Technically, so
yeah. So maybe we'll get a fucking Iron Man cameo in it.
Probably not, but because it says little to no connection to the outside.
Yeah, except the fucking Mandarin's in it, and they'll probably have some reference to Ben Kingsley and be like, "Oh, that wasn't the real Mandarin. I'm the fucking real Mandarin." Blah blah blah. I'm the real bullshit.
Do you think Ben Kingsley will be back?
I would love for Ben Kingsley to come back. I love Trevor Slattery. I like his character. He's all like gooba gooba gooba. Bring him back. Have him and Korg do some bullshit together. Why not?
Again, all this stuff is rumors, but it's based off a reliable source. So
I'm sure don't most know if of the stuff is gonna happen.
I mean, it doesn't. None of the stuff sounds so far fetched yet.
Yeah, it's not like Mel Gibson's gonna be in fucking Shang-Chi. I'd be like, all right, chill.
And then this is gonna hype you up a little bit. I think
the Adam end Sandler.
Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness. We were talking about this last time that it would probably never happen. But it will feature the return of the Ancient One, which kind of makes sense if you're in the multiverse, and maybe Quicksilver is
we don't need Quicksilver to come back. Ancient One, death needs to matter. I understand they're going to like the multiverse, and there would be another Ancient One that's alive. But the whole point of Doctor Strange becoming Doctor Strange was that the Ancient One fucking died. Let her stay dead. She doesn't need to come back. She served her purpose.
I can see like. He gets stuck doing something. He's like bouncing around a bunch of multiverse, and we see quick things of like random people, and that's like. But it's just... And then this is the juicy part. David Tennant, possibly in this.
Oh, I've heard this. Yeah,
as Nightmare.
That could be fucking nuts. I love David Tennant, and him as Nightmare is almost like perfect casting.
It is, and I really hope it happens. What happened to fucking Mordo? I haven't heard anything about Mordo in this movie.
Yeah, I know. I think they might be saving him for like the 3rd movie, which is weird because I would think he would save Dormammu for the 3rd movie, but who knows?
Yeah, I would even save Nightmare for the 3rd movie. I think Nightmare is a better villain than
maybe Nightmare
Mordo.
And Mordo team up.
Maybe. I want David Tennant as fucking Nightmare though. Do it,
or just bring him back as a Purple Man because you killed him too soon,
or do that. Yeah, I don't think they could though. I think Doctor Strange takes place after the events of Jessica Jones.
Fucking bring him back. It's time travel, man. Take him out of a different dimension when he's still alive. Get him from the multiverse. If we're bringing the Ancient One back with the multiverse, bring back.
I don't think they're bringing the Ancient One back. I think she's just going to be in the movie.
They'll bring her back because people like Tilda Swinton.
Spider-Man 3 was planned it was planned to release July 2021, which makes sense for the 2 years before the Sony Marvel deal fell through. So there was a time slot for a movie there for Marvel, but now there's not. So I don't know if they're going to put something there. I don't know. So
they might.
I don't know. Thor: Love and Thunder takes place 95% in space, which is kind of dope. Peter Dinklage
95% in space.
Peter Dinklage returns as Eitri. Chris Pratt has a small appearance as Peter Quill. Taika Waititi wants Ryan Gosling and Finn Wolfhard for roles. I don't know who that is, but
he's the Stranger Things kid.
Oh, yeah. Taika Waititi wants them in roles in this movie. So that's all Thor.
Yeah, we talked about Ryan Gosling at one point. He would be a really funny Beta Ray Bill because Ryan Gosling's incredibly funny. And it would be hilarious to cover up the handsomeness that is Ryan Gosling with CG. I mean, I guess if it takes place in space, I guess that's fine. But like,
how do you feel about Peter Dinklage coming back?
Peter Dinklage, that's fine. That makes sense.
I don't know what he's gonna do. Is he gonna remake Thor's hammer? He's gonna
come back and be like, my hands, I don't have hands, and then they have to make him new hands.
Well, they gotta get the hammer back so they can give it to Jane Foster's.
Maybe that's what they'll do because they have to bring that back somehow.
Unless they go time travel again and they steal it from another Thor, one or the other.
They might do that too.
I don't know. And then we talked about the Chris Pratt cameo in a previous podcast. I can't remember which episode it was.
Yeah.
So, but it makes sense. I mean, like, it could start with Chris Pratt like dropping it off somewhere. Be like, get out my spaceship.
Do you think he's gonna stay fat? Do you think Thor's gonna stay fat?
See, that's a good question. I kind of want him to, but I don't think he will.
I hope he does.
I think there will be a little time jump if it starts from like right after Endgame.
I hope he's fat for a little bit.
I hope he stays fat for a little bit, but I don't know. Fantastic Four is scheduled to release February 2022.
Shit. During Black History Month, the perfect time.
Rumor is.
I could see that happening. That makes sense.
That's the only Fantastic Four news I have. Black Panther 2 rumor. The story is about Namor taking over Wakanda, so it's kind of the same story of the first.
I mean, this has been rumored since like fucking Black Panther 1 came out. I don't know if they are actually going to do Namor. It would be cool, but I don't know if Ryan Coogler is, I'm not going to say smart enough, but I don't think he's into comics that much to even fucking know who the hell Namor is.
And then Michael B. Jordan to have a minor role as Killmonger.
Of course. Apparently Donald Glover was originally rumored to fucking cameo in this movie as well. And I was like, why?
Yeah. I mean, he is in the universe.
Not anymore, because Spider-Man's gone.
Spider-Man still takes place in the MCU. The
movies have been erased.
I don't think he could he cameo in this as that character? I don't think so.
I don't know. That's the question. I don't know. Probably not.
Is that owned by Sony, or is that owned? I don't know.
It's a Spider-Man character. He's playing,
I guess,
fucking Aaron Davis. So,
I guess I don't know. Next, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, set to be released hopefully in July 2022.
So fucking far away.
Lucas Till and Zac Efron met with James Gunn about playing Adam Warlock.
Zac Efron as Adam Warlock.
And Mark Hamill is rumored to be in the film as the High Evolutionary.
Okay. He's going to just do his Joker voice because that's all he knows how to do. That's all Mark Hamill fucking knows how to do.
So instead of him being Doc Ock, I guess I'll take him as the High Evolutionary.
I never understood, like, he doesn't look like Doc Ock. Like,
I would love it. I think he'd do great. But
no, he would have been a strange Doc Ock.
It would have been a strange Doc. I don't know who Lucas Till is. Who is
he
that?
Played Havoc in X-Men First Class.
Ew. No, I'd rather have Zac Efron.
Shot laser beams out of his tummy.
See, I feel like Adam Warlock is like very monotone, and I don't think Zac Efron would want to do that.
Why not? Zac Efron's not the best actor in the world.
I guess.
He doesn't really have to act. So
I also feel like he's a little too bulky to play Adam Warlock.
I was thinking he was perfect for Adam Warlock because he was so fucking bulky. So? Zac Efron is fucking massive.
He is, and I just feel like Adam Warlock is kind of skinnier, dude. I don't know.
You can bulk him up. Nobody fucking knows who Adam Warlock is. They can make him black for all we fucking care.
I guess not.
Make him Terry Crews. Slap a blonde wig on Terry Crews, and people will be just fine with it.
Terry Crews. Terry Crews. Blade and Captain Marvel 2 are set to be released in 2023. So
that makes sense.
Only two. Oh no, we have 3 possible movies coming out in 2023. And last but not least, the X-Men reboot is a high priority for Disney, with them wanting it to be released no later than 2023.
That makes sense. There's also one more. I don't know if we mentioned it, but Haley Steinfeld rumored to be in the Hawkeye show.
Oh, we didn't talk about that?
Kate Bishop.
Oh, I can't remember. I thought we talked about that last time. Maybe we didn't.
I don't think we did.
And then, oh yeah. I've just read it so many places. I thought we'd already talked about it.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
And then the casting for Magneto. Possibly, Feige's met with this person is Denzel Washington.
See, Denzel. I've said this before. I've said this to you. Denzel would be an awesome Professor X. I don't want him as Magneto. Do not make him Magneto. He's not. He can play a good villain. He played a good villain in Training Day, but I just can't see him in the fucking Magneto outfit without looking like a weird old man. Like he would be an awesome Professor X. Make him Professor X.
Would you be like super pissed if he was Magneto, or?
I mean, yeah, kind of.
What if he just nails it? What if he's better than fucking?
He's gonna nail it because he's fucking Denzel Washington, and Denzel Washington nails everything he's in. But imagine him saying Professor X lines. Like that's awesome. I can hear his voice with oh, Logan, you need to do this and blah 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 blah. Like that sounds awesome. That's perfect. I think you know who should play fucking Magneto? Gus from Breaking Bad.
Fucking Gus would be amazing.
If we have to get a black person, get him.
I just don't see Denzel wanting to be in this universe though. I don't know why. I feel like he'd be like, "No, it's stupid. I don't want to be in Marvel."
He doesn't need to be. I mean,
yeah, but if he gets signed on as Magneto, he's going to be in like a shit ton of movies.
Yeah, and he's like really old.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe Kevin Feige and him just met about something stupid, and it's not about that. I don't know.
It's like, hey, you want to be in Star Wars?
Because Kevin Feige has control over that.
He should.
Do you know how great Star Wars would be if he did?
It'd be much better than it is.
I think that'd be too much for him to juggle Marvel and.
He's fine. What the fuck is he doing anyway? I'll just make the movie like this, and then they make it that way.
He's a great storyteller. He's a great storyteller.
He doesn't write these fucking movies.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure he has
a job. He tells people what to do, and then they do it.
He has a little input in it. So.
Yeah, he's like Steve Jobs. Hey, fucking make it this way, then they make it that way.
Yeah. And then my last piece of news has nothing to do with any movie. It's just possible casting. Well, it's not any casting. It's possible actors. Kevin Feige wants to meet with Ewan McGregor, Billy Bobby Brown, and Keanu Reeves for possible roles.
They keep mentioning Keanu Reeves. Get the fucking hint, Kevin Feige. Keanu Reeves doesn't want to be in these fucking movies. You've met with him. He keeps saying he's met with him for like every movie. He doesn't want to be in this universe. Leave him alone. Let the man do Matrix 4 and retire and be old.
Hey, Keanu. Hey, you want to be in this movie? Nah. Hey, what about this one?
No.
What about this one? No.
I want to play Spider-Man.
I'm only going to be in a movie if you let me be Spider-Man.
It's like, well, no, you're too old. You're 65. He's like, well, I'm not going to be in these movies. I mean, Ewan McGregor. Who the fuck would Ewan McGregor play?
I don't know.
That could be. Fuck. Make him Magneto. Shit.
Maybe he is.
Awesome.
Millie Bobby Brown.
To play Magneto,
but Millie Bobby Brown.
She could be anybody. I don't fucking know.
That's all the rumors I got, and none of these, like I said, none of these seem too far fetched. So I can see a lot of these being true.
Yeah, I mean the Denzel one is a little questionable. I don't know how I feel about that one. He would make an awesome Professor X, and I think he would also make an awesome John Stewart if he was like 15 or so years younger and he lost a little bit of that water weight that he has.
You can't reverse age. That's just not how it works.
And you can't. Tom Cruise does it in every one of his fucking movies.
He doesn't reverse age. He just doesn't age.
Exactly. That's the same thing.
That's not reversing. That's
the same thing. They made Kurt Russell go from a decrepit old man to back in his like early 30s. They could make Denzel. They could de-age him like by 20 years or so. Do it.
I mean, look what they did with Hank Pym. What's his face?
Exactly. Fucking Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas is 180. Anything's possible with fucking Marvel.
Anything's possible. That's all the stuff I got. So, all right, that's episode whatever this is. 14,
that has been the whatever episode of the Real Duo podcast.
Fun fact of the day. What's your fun fact of the day?
Hey, fishes is actually a word.
Fishes is a word.
Because I know a lot of people say like, oh, plural is just fish. No, there's a difference.
What's the difference?
If there's different species of fish, it's called fishes. But if it's the same species, it's just fish.
All right. There you go. There's your fun fact of the day. Go tell some people.
Go tell some people. They probably won't care. But
you can tell them that you heard it on the Real Duo podcast.
And they'll be like, what the fuck is that? And you're like, oh, it's a dumb podcast on YouTube. And they're like, I'm not watching that shit.
And then you should convince them, be like, you should watch it. And then they'll hate you forever.
Yeah, then they'll tell you to get out of their house. Why are you in my house?
I don't know you.
Who the hell are you?